Nick!
Kelvin!
F1!
So good!
10 out of 10!
100 out of 10!
Go watch it!
Now!
Speed!
This is perfection.
And coming from someone who never watched F1 before, this is perfection. Let's talk about it.
Hello there, Clapperheads, and welcome to a brand new edition of ClapperTalks. I'm Nick Dorian.
And I'm Kelvin Tay.
And yes, the F1 film is finally here. It's a film that, honestly, I had very little expectations about because, you know, films about sports tends to be a bit wonky. Yeah. And this was an official collaboration with F1, so I was like, is this just going to be
it's going to be one of those, like, Need for Speed films, right?
Yeah, but oh my goodness, it's so much more than that.
I 100% agree. It's to the point that I would say F1, the F in F1 here stands for Fantastic One.
Yes. So we just need 2 more films to get to Fantastic Four.
Yes, exactly.
So we need to wait for F2 and F3. Or you can just get that on your keyboard, easy.
Or maybe, yeah, okay. Anyways,
F1 is honestly like, for F1 fans, for non-F1 fans, everybody can enjoy this film. It is such a thrilling, intense, exhilarating ride.
Yep.
Some people look at Sonny Hayes. They see a guy who lives in a van, a gambling junkie who missed his shot, the best that never was. But I see possibility.
It's as close as you can get to actually being in the driver's seat without actually being an F1 driver.
I mean, just based on our experience watching it in IMAX itself, right? Just being there were so many scenes where you're just like, okay, let's watch this story about this guy who kind of washed out. He found like a protege of some sort, right?
Yeah.
And then he's like, okay, I'm going to train this guy.
Yeah.
And then how I would put this is a very good use of the hero's journey template.
Yes.
Right.
And also what I loved about that is it's all about teamwork as well. Mm-hmm. Yes, you are the hero, but at the same time, it takes a team to make a hero.
Exactly.
And I love Brad Pitt in this. Like, I'm sorry, Brad Pitt, he's so charming.
Yep.
Like, you would swoon over Brad Pitt, and his integrity and morals within this film is something that to be admired. Because at the end of the day, it was never about him.
Yeah. So on this episode itself, what we'll do as usual is we'll talk about what we enjoy, what we kind of felt flat on this film, and then it's going to be non-spoiler, spoiler.
I mean, there's not much to spoil.
I mean, it is F1. Okay.
Yeah, it's not much to spoil, so I don't think we'll do a non-spoiler one.
We're just going to stick to the template of we tell you what we like and what we dislike, and then the spoiler part is probably going to be like a 5-minute of like, you know, what happened in the end.
Yeah.
Right? Okay. Right.
We'll see you right after this.
After this.
On BFM.
What?
So, F1 honestly exceeded any expectations I had put on it. Like, knowing that the director was the same director as Top Gun, I was like, okay, let's see what... No, he had writing credit on Twisters.
Right, okay.
Yes.
Okay.
This one was his other directorial effort next to Top Gun Maverick. And I should have just had faith. Knowing how intense those flight sequences in Top Gun Maverick were, he would have replicated that for F1, and it somehow works so well.
In movies like this is where I truly enjoy not knowing the trailer, not watching the trailer, not knowing who's the writer, the producer, or the director for films like this. And the only reason I know Brad Pitt was in the film is because his posters was like everywhere, right?
Yeah.
You see him standing there stoically, just looking like out of frame, and he's just like
I
in
am
his F1
Brad
suit.
Pitt.
Yeah, but watching the film, right? Let's go from the beginning.
The beginning?
Yeah, the beginning, right? Where you see him
Wait,
doing...
so does that mean this is F1000?
No, this is F0, I would say.
Listen carefully. F1 20,000.
I don't understand.
Anyway.
Anyways. Anyways, oh my god, I lost my train of thoughts. Thanks, Nick.
You're welcome. You're welcome. You see, I love to do this. This
Right.
is what makes this podcast real, guys.
Yeah.
We're not putting up any sort of fronts. We are this stupid.
By we, he mean him. My only problem is I cannot pronounce names. I'm sorry.
And still hasn't watched Blade.
Okay, and
People are still commenting. People are still there.
Okay.
People are rallying behind this.
Side note, segue. Just side note. Okay, we're not talking about F1 here, right? We made an agreement.
Don't tell them this.
Oh man,
Don't tell them this.
I guess you won't know the bloody agreement then.
Yeah. So keep rallying behind it, guys. Let's get him to watch Blade.
Okay. I mean,
So
not
F-
okay.
You'll be okay.
Okay.
You'll be okay after watching Blade. Your life will never be the same after watching Blade.
I'm not going to get hyped up at all. Anyways.
Anyway, so yes, F1. So what you knew about it was like Brad Pitt was in it. You didn't see any trailers, nothing like that.
Yep.
I, surprisingly, was also the same. I think I just watched one trailer and I think, okay, this is one thing I want to address right now and get it out of the way. I think people who watch the trailer may subconsciously look at Gran Turismo.
Yeah, that is the immediate comparison I had.
Yes, but I can safely say this is so far away from Gran Turismo. Yes, there is the same mentor-mentoree story, but it ends there.
Yep.
This is so much more than Gran Turismo in the sense that it's a peek into the universe that is F1 that even Drive to Survive on Netflix hasn't shown.
Yep.
Yeah.
Just okay, because F1 has always been that sport that has eluded me in a sense where I want to understand it, I want to love it, but I never had someone to sit me down and be like, hey bro, come, we meet up this Saturday, we have some snacks, we have some dinner, we have some drinks, we sit down and we watch this race. No one have ever invited me for something like that before, hence why I don't really know what F1 is, okay? I said it. If you want to invite me, just let me know.
Open invitation.
Okay.
Help a brother out.
So I never understood it.
Yeah.
Very similar to how I feel with wrestling in general.
Okay.
So going to this film, right, when I saw the movie poster F1, the only redeeming thing was just Brad Pitt. Was literally just Brad Pitt.
Okay.
Because I had the conception or misconception at this point where it's going to be Gran Turismo all over again. Remember Gran Turismo? Right.
Yeah, I mean, it was okay.
It was okay.
Yeah.
Right? It was just another racing movie.
Yes.
It had a big name plastered to it, but it has no substance. Right? I stand by that. But F1, I assume it was going to be the same. So I was like, okay, movie premiere, let's go watch it together.
Yeah.
Bro, that 2 hours there, it was
2.5 hours.
It was just me and you. We were in the cinema. We were sitting like this.
Literally
Okay?
on the edge of our seats.
We were sitting like this, watching. And then right?
Yeah.
We were literally at the edge of our seats because let's break down this film, right? You have what I would call not really an all-star, but you have the right people playing the role. You have Brad Pitt and also Javier
Bardem. Javier, you did it well.
Javier Bardem.
You were so close. You were so close.
Hold on.
Bardem.
Javier Bardem. Okay.
You were so close.
All right. These two you see very early in the film, and you're like, wow, okay, great stars. And then later on, you're introduced to the entire cast of it, and it's like, wow, okay, F1 takes a lot of people to run.
Yeah.
And then the story slowly unfolds, and then you see him racing. And I would just want to say the videography for this film is so the videography and also the sound design. I mean, this is the two things that I always like to hype out about.
3 things. The shots, the sound design, and the soundtrack by Hans Zimmer. I mean, Hans made it.
No, I'm just talking about the raw power of the engines and the car and the race and the commentators that you hear. It really feels like you're being placed in the audience, not in the audience of the cinema.
In the audience in the F1 tracks.
Yeah,
yes.
in the stadiums.
And the arenas, the racetrack.
Yeah.
Yes.
You're literally put in the racetrack because we watched it in IMAX.
Yes, which you should watch it in IMAX.
Oh my god, the sound just gets to you. Maybe
because
it's like
all over. That's the thing. It's a surround sound.
Because the note I have written down when we were watching it is it gives you the primal feel of raw power. Yeah,
That's a quote right there.
And that is how I felt about watching F1. Right, it's a love story, it's a coming of age story, it's a mentor-mentee story, it's a racing story, it's everything that you want in a, what's the word for it? In a big name film.
Yeah.
I don't
racing
know.
film.
Yeah, big
I
name
guess so.
racing film. I use the term big name film mainly because it's like, F1 versus Gran Turismo. Gran Turismo is a big name as well, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, but in a film like this, oh my God. Like, wow, I love F1 now.
Now, I completely agree with your sentiments. Like, whatever you have said, I would repeat tenfold.
I repeat lah.
Yeah. So, but what I do want to mention before we get into the slight ending of it and whatnot, because it is sort of formulaic in a way. It's a very typical mentor story.
Yep.
It's a happy, feel-good time, but intense as well. Now, how does this compare to other sort of F1 films? Films like Ferrari with Adam Driver, Rush, of course. There's also
Ford versus Ferrari as well.
Ferrari. Honestly, somebody asked in the comments, does this come close to Rush? Because I guess that would be the direct comparison, Rush. And I absolutely love Rush. I've watched that film at least 7-8 times. Damn. It's one of my favorite films. This comes pretty damn close and gives me that exact same feeling I had with Rush.
Okay.
I only wish I saw Rush in the cinema. So this is as close as I'm going to get to it. But it's on a whole other level because Rush takes you through the history. F1 puts you in the driver's seat.
Like literally in the driver's seat, yeah.
All the inner workings, the drama, the scandals is all exposed for you to look out at. And it's just a big screen version of the F1 races. It doesn't get better than this.
One of the things that I dislike, but then this is a personal thing, right? Is that because I don't follow F1, I would assume that there's a lot of popular racers and world-renowned drivers there.
Yes.
But I can't pinpoint them because to me, I don't even know if they're like extras or actors or they're like real racers. So that's on me, you know. But the commentator, while you're watching the film, makes it very, very clear who's who, you know, and what's happening as well.
And I love how they subtly explain things in a very subtle manner.
Yeah, the exposition for this film is amazing because again, I don't know the jargons for F1. I don't know the rules of F1, right? But there's so many things where the commentator says or like the journalist would ask in a form of an exposition to kind of fill in the blanks for people like me who don't know what F1 is, right? Yeah. And it was funny, it was, you know, emotional, it was very, very nice. And you're just following this story of Sonny, if I'm not mistaken, right? This washed out driver that kind of had a crash and he had a fallout and he quit racing altogether, and he's just going around the country, just going to different races, just to have that feel again, right?
Yes.
And I'm just loosely quoting this, and he says like, and I'm loosely quoting, when I race, very rarely there's this one point where everything just quiets down and my heart beats slow, and it's that rush, and I know I will never fail, right? He's just chasing again that primal feeling of speed, and he's just doing all these different races just to find that back, right? Only to go back to F1
because his heart's always going to be there.
Yep.
You see, this is a film that is just so much more than just burning rubber. It just, words can't put into, honestly, we cannot do it justice. You need to watch this film for yourself, and you need to watch it in IMAX specifically, because it was filmed in IMAX. They filmed with the actual races, they filmed on the actual circuits. Like, the fact that this is a collaboration with F1 adds that level of authenticity behind it.
I would say Lewis Hamilton as a producer, I don't know what is the extent that he have produced it, but I would say the tracks, the people, the commentators, the cars, the team, you know, the pit crew was so real. Like how do I put it in words? It's like you are in the racetrack with the pit crew fixing the cars together, and you feel every km or every miles of the car going like what 200-300 miles per hour, or like 200-300 km per hour, and it's just like, wow,
So yeah, go and check out F1. I think even look, there's a clapper meter is here. You can see where it is. It's very obvious where we're putting this film. It's unanimous between us. So you should go and watch it. Now, if you have seen it and want to discuss about the end a little bit, stay tuned right after this break. And if not, social media, all the usual ClapperCorn. We'll see you after this break.
Beep boop.
Now, the end. When Sonny won the championship.
I didn't like the end very, very much because I feel like it's such a, it was built up for 2.5 hours for nothing. I mean, yeah, there was something and then he's just like, okay, I found this thrill and then, bye-bye.
For me, no. Okay, I understand where you are coming from, but what I see it as, he's always trying to help people. But he never won that F1 championship. But he's always helped people and he's always been unselfish in that way. And so even in that race, that final championship race, he was helping JP win the race. So when he didn't, it just felt like a natural thing. And it's just, you know what? The universe is giving him this one win for once.
Okay.
And giving him that championship that he always deserved, but never got. And I feel that is such a yes, it's a very Disney-like ending, but at the same time, it's a very heartwarming ending.
Okay.
Because at the end of the day, good still prevails. Yeah.
I mean, now that I'm thinking about it, yeah, it kind of makes sense why he just left because he is old. Right?
Yeah, and he did what he needed to do.
Yes, he is old. This is a redemption story. He won what he came to win or what he missed out on after the crash. And he never did win again, right?
Yeah.
This win, he got his medal, which he didn't want to receive. And then he just like, okay, I'm done. I am here. I've done what I have to do. And I'm moving on to the next
one.
So it's just Baja racing of all bloody things. It was so random.
Because, a racer always needs to race.
Yeah, and it's such a random race of all things because you saw him doing the whole Talladega Nights thing, the endurance race thing. They went to F1 and then like Baja racing. What's next, right?
Yeah.
What's next?
And
Pod racing.
You never know. It's just so cool to see that Brad Pitt's actually driving the cars.
Yeah.
Sure, there are some stunt sequences, but at the same time, it was predominantly Brad Pitt. And I mean that piece during the end credits, showing him in the car, driving that Baja car. That's the level of dedication that I admire about Brad Pitt.
Yeah, I would say Brad Pitt really, really, really carried this whole film.
Yeah. It's all on him.
And besides that, I would say the videography of this film, where they set the cameras, how they edited it, the sound design, really brought it to a whole realm where again, like you put it right, you are literally put into the driver's seat and you feel it. I mean, disclaimer, you feel it in an IMAX cinema. But yeah, I am lost for words. It's just a good summer film. Like, this is a very good start to the summer blockbuster season.
Yes.
Right?
And then we're going to take a massive dip with Jurassic World Dominion.
Oh my God. I've been seeing the reviews. It has been posted on social media here and there. It doesn't look good.
It's okay. You'll have a week just to wash that out of your mouth, and then we have Superman.
Okay.
So,
it's
just going to be a little bit of a bitter taste and you'll be fine.
Yeah. I've been watching this new TV series that I found by accident. It's called Stick. Owen Wilson.
Oh,
the
on Apple Plus,
TV
yes, the golf one.
Yeah, the golf one.
Of course you're watching a golf series.
I watched the first episode last night.
Yeah.
It does really, really well. It's good comedy. It's a good comedy. Again, it's a mentor-mentee kind of thing.
Yeah.
But so far, first episode, just watched the pilot last night.
Okay.
2 thumbs up, man.
Okay.
Yeah.
So go check that out after you've finished watching F1, which was the predominant topic we were talking about today. Anyways, yes, go and check out F1. Honestly, you will not regret it.
Yep.
I don't think anyone will have a bad thing to say about it. And if you do...
What's your problem?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, as always, you can check us out on social media. We're all over the place at ClapperCorn, Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube.
And if you want to learn more about what Renegade Radio does, you can find us on social media at RRP Malaysia or on our website www.renegadeplus.com.
There you go. So, once again, thank you so much for watching. I'm Nick Dorian.
And I'm Kelvin Tay.
Keep watching the movies. Oh, that was a tired one, but we pulled it off.
Nick!
What?
F1!
Well, shit, what did I suddenly panicked. Okay, let's do it again.
3.